Hey, one more thing before you go. CBS went and did it, Diane.
I
It
know.
it broke our hearts. It pissed us off. It disappointed us, and we're hoping that they'll just listen to us, not just
Yeah,
us, but the whole fan base.
right.
We got. I know we just talked about cancellations, but now it's personal.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
NCIS Hawaii and So Help Me Todd
Hmm.
are canceled at the last minute here at the end of April, and we have a few
Yeah.
things to say about that. I'm your host, Michael Hurst, and I'm here with my lovely and ever insightful, thoughtful, beautiful, lovely co host, Diane.
Wow. That was a lot. Hi, everybody.
Welcome to One More Thing Before You Go, Over the Teacup Sunday. Hey, Diane.
Hey, Michael.
You know, it's interesting. I know that we just talked about all this stuff a couple
Yeah.
episodes ago in
Yeah.
regard to cancellations. And, we were mad about a few of them that had canceled, but at the same time, it was kind of one of those things where we still had favorites that we could watch,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
maybe we said that too. Maybe we said that too loud.
we spoke too soon.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. The I would say reality is that nobody expected this. Both
Hmm.
of the shows that we're going to talk about. I mean, we've got a couple more I'll just mention because they're worth mentioning. But both
Right.
of these shows, nobody expected it. Their ratings were high. The
Yep.
demographics were in the right area. They were on a roll. They had there were special things about each one of them that were like amazing and different and unique from some of these other shows and stuff like that that were out there. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a pain in the ass, is what it is.
Yeah. I don't know what the people at CBS are thinking. I really don't.
I,
They've been doing the weirdest things the last couple of years that
well, in
just
my
don't
opinion,
make any
my
sense.
my official statement is they put some numbnuts behind the desk that really doesn't pay attention to what the fans are saying and doesn't really watch the TV shows. Just goes, huh? I don't think I like this one for some reason or another, and goes, I'm not going to do
Yeah.
that one again, and it doesn't matter. So,
Well, and as we'll talk about, it seems like they're not even looking at the ratings anymore. Like that was always the thing. They look at the ratings and they keep the ones that are highly rated.
yeah, and we'll talk. Yeah,
I,
so we're going to talk about
yeah,
that. But
don't get it.
well, in this Over the Teacup Sunday, we're brewing a special blend of frustration, disappointment, a dash
Hmm.
of we'll call it righteous anger. That's a good word,
Sure.
right? Righteous
Hmm.
anger. I think we're
We'll
right
try
in
not to,
having
yes, and we'll try not to cuss since I
at
do have a mouth like a
CBS.
sailor. I will try my best.
And CBS, what don't understand is you've stirred the pot
Yeah.
because both of these shows, and we'll have links to this in the show notes, but both of these particular programs we're going to discuss, there is a huge list growing for
Hmm.
change.org to save this show. You did it with SWAT. And,
Yep.
we talked about this
And with
before.
uh
Magnum,
Magnum. Thank you.
when
Yeah.
they did it with Magnum. SWAT, they just
Hmm.
did it recently. And the problem with SWAT is, and I already bitched about this before,
Yeah.
but the problem with SWAT is the fact that they have taken apart what made SWAT SWAT to us,
Right.
the fans.
Right.
They took
Hmm.
each one of the special team members that were like family, and then
Hmm.
they picked them off one by one, and then they went, oh, wait a minute, nobody wanted this show canceled, so we're going to renew it for a second time. You guys are going to get
Hmm.
another season. Oh, but wait, there's only two or three of the actual characters coming back. The rest are
Right.
people you've never heard of.
Right.
So
Or
we're
seen
going
or no.
and
Yeah.
we're going to appease you, but nee, take what you get.
Hmm.
But again, you've stirred the pot. So CBS, if you're paying attention, we're coming. I I got to be careful with my words, don't I?
Yeah. Yeah. This day and age, yes. Please be careful.
We're
Yeah.
we're we're
We're madder than a hornet's nest.
and you might be stung.
There you go.
That was an easy way to say that, right?
Yeah. Probably
So
better. Yeah.
Let's dive right in. Our first
Okay.
is a heart wrenching news, at least to, I know it was to me and to you too, because I got you hooked on NCIS. I got you hooked on certain portions of NCIS. You don't really watch
Yes.
NCIS, the main show, which I've watched since the
I
beginning.
watch it. I watch it here and there. I know the characters pretty well,
Yes.
so it depends. If there's nothing else that I'm doing, I'll sit and watch it.
And in the NCIS verse, as they're calling it
Hmm.
now, in the
Hmm.
NCIS verse, NCIS has been around. This is the 22nd season that they're moving through. And they did renew them. They did renew,
21st or 22nd. I
it'll
can't.
be the second one they're coming into because they did
20.
renew
All right.
NCIS.
Mm-hmm.
And they renew, well, I'm not even going to say, but I'll say that other word in a minute. They renewed another one that they shouldn't have, but they also get rid of New Orleans. And
Yeah,
we
and
loved
Los
New Orleans.
Angeles.
And Los Angeles. We loved Los
Right.
Angeles and New Orleans. They were like family
Hmm.
to us. So again, this is just kind of another gripe show about the CBS get their head up their butt. Um, a show, yeah, you're going to hear that a lot. You had us hooked from the first Aloha. It's been
Hmm.
unceremoniously canceled. I think that doing it the way you did it and waiting to we just heard about this 2 days ago at the end of April. It's like, give me a
Yeah.
break. It was the last few shows that you kind of went, nope, sorry,
Hmm.
too bad, so sad. They just see
Yeah.
us. Now, I'm not a fan of CSI Vegas, but of the fans that are, they're very outspoken as well. You
Hmm.
did it to CSI Vegas, NCIS Hawaii, and So Help Me Todd all at the same time. And you
Yeah.
waited to the last freaking day. And
Right.
that's just uncalled for. Plus, they cut the season short for NCIS Hawaii anyway. We're not
Hmm.
getting a full season. And the next episode in May is their finale.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
CBS, ugh, that's all I can say. I
Yeah.
have another word
And it.
for it, but I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah. You've been up in arms about it for 2 days. So
Well,
yeah.
look, it's 3 seasons. Theoretically, it's 2.5 seasons
Yeah.
because we didn't get a full season. Full
Hmm.
season, like 20, 21 episodes. We got like 7 episodes, and
Yeah.
that's ridiculous.
And it's so good. I mean, every single episode has humor and compassion and action, and it I don't get it. I mean, like I said, maybe it's because it's filmed in Hawaii and it's expensive for that. But as we'll talk about, the one that they did keep has to be just as expensive, if not more.
Well, and realistically, here's the thing. I mean, there's a few other rumors going around because, as you all know, and the rest of you all know, I read the Variety, Hollywood Reporter, Variety, and Rap, and all the
Hmm.
Hollywood mags, and there's some scuttlebutt running around as to the fact that because NCIS Hawaii has an ongoing LGBT theme built in within it,
Yep.
it's got a relationship that's built in within it. That might be one of the reasons why it got canceled. Now, I'm not saying that that is. So, just for the
No.
record, this is just speculation and scuttlebutt around the
Yeah.
water cooler that might have been one of the reasons why they've done that because
And if it turns out that's that shame on them.
absolutely.
Double shame on them. That's ridiculous.
Because really, 2.5 seasons, it's like sipping a pina colada, having the bartender snatch it away mid sip and say, "Babe, sorry, dude,
You can't have it
no more for
anymore.
you."
Hmm. Actually, what is the drink I used to have in Hawaii? No,
Volcano,
volcano. Was it a
lava,
volcano? Lava,
lava,
lava flow, lava
lava flow.
flow.
That was it, lava
That's
flow.
the drink. Yeah, that's the drink.
Fans are invested in that relationship, and basically, Lucy is the character. She's played by Yasmin, and forgive me if I mess this up, Yasmin Al Bustami. She does a great job, by the way.
Yeah, she is. She's awesome.
And
Love her.
uh, Kate Whistler, excuse me, Kate
Whistler.
Whistler. I don't have my glasses on, guys. Kate Whistler,
Whistler.
and
Whistler.
Kate Whistler is played by Tori Anderson, and she's an FBI agent and assigned to NCIS Hawaii is part of
Hmm.
that division there. Apparently, they always have like an FBI agent that's assigned to the unit in case they have to do anything, from that perspective. Then they've got somebody that's there immediately that we can take care of
Right.
stuff. I'm not been bothered by it. They haven't been blatant with it. They haven't
Mm-mm.
been in your face with it. It's been done
No.
very respectfully. It's been
It,
it's been done gracefully. It
and
it
and and there shouldn't be any reason for it. Even us saying that makes me cringe. It's a relationship, just like any other
Yeah,
relationship would be.
it is.
There's nothing just should be different about it.
Not at all.
Oh, makes me
Not at
so
all. It's
angry.
just another
So
relationship,
angry.
and they're like a family to us again. I mean,
Hmm.
and now obviously, up front, Diane and I love Hawaii. Hawaii is our
Hmm.
go-to place. We love Hawaii. We love Maui. We love
Yeah.
anything about the islands from that perspective. So, yes, it is a little more personal from that perspective because
Hmm.
we do have it. I mean, we watched Hawaii Five O, the new one,
Hmm.
the old one, because I'm an old guy, as well as the new one. And it really it resonates with us. We were looking forward to it constantly. Vanessa
Yeah.
Lachey was the first female lead in NCIS history. From that
Hmm.
perspective, she ran the unit there in Hawaii. Alex Tarrant, he's played by Kai Holman. Noah Mills, Jason Antoon, as I said earlier, Yasmin Al Bustami, Tori Anderson. Every one of these people are, LL Cool J just came on, but every
Hmm.
one of these individuals, Ken Talon, every part of the cast,
Yeah.
you've grown to
Even
kind of
even the
love them.
people that aren't on, even the characters that aren't on every single episode. The
No,
Coast Guard guy, I can't think of his name right now, but he's so funny. He's
yeah,
funny and lovable and just I, I just they did not get a fair chance.
they
They
didn't get a
just
fair chance.
didn't.
Well, I mean, well, they had a fair chance because and I should have got these for you, everybody. Maybe I'll leave a link somewhere to it. Um, but the stats, the what they follow, the
But
Nielsen ratings and
hmm.
their demographics and the viewing audience, NCIS Hawaii was doing really well
Yeah.
in both viewership. You can't see me pointing. Viewership in demographic and everything about it. In the shows that they have canceled, I mean, the shows that they
They-
didn't cancel,
Right.
they beat them. They beat them in the numbers. They beat them
Like,
in the numbers.
right.
Okay.
By a lot.
Yes. And
Yeah,
Jason
by a
Antoon
lot.
plays Ernie Malick, and Ernie,
Hmm.
Ernie
Oh,
is
I
the
love Ernie.
quirky computer nerd guy. I mean, if you watch
Hmm.
NCIS, if you're a fan of NCIS verse, no matter which one it happens to be, you've always got the
The quirky
I'm a
computer
computer nerd, so
scientist.
a scientist
See, yeah,
type.
yeah.
Yeah, and I mean he's brilliant and he's great,
Hmm.
and he fits right in
Hmm.
with the rest of the team. So
Yeah.
it is. Oh, it's just frustrating as
I
hell.
think that's what I'm feeling really bad about too is the cast and crew because they really, really seem, even though it hasn't been on very long, it hasn't been on very many seasons,
Two and a
they
half. They keep
seem
saying
like,
three, but it's really two and a half.
right, they seem like they're as cohesive in real life
Yeah,
and working together as a show that's been on for 10 years. I mean, they just
yeah.
really seem that way.
Now
And it's so sad for them.
I hope bringing in LL Cool J didn't like change something. Look, we
Yeah,
love LL Cool J.
we
Uh,
do.
he's an
He came
integral
from
part.
The NCS Los Angeles.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they brought him in, and he's
Hmm.
been there. So I hope that
Hmm.
didn't make their decision in canceling his, not because of race, not because
No,
of
no,
something
no,
along that
no.
line. It has nothing to do with that. I think
Hmm.
it's because of cost. I think when they
We were
brought in,
thinking maybe the salary for
yeah,
him. Who knows?
increase
We
the
don't
budget.
know. This is all speculation. We don't know.
And again, it's a groundbreaking role for Special Agent in Charge Jane
Yeah,
Tennant. And
yeah.
Vanessa Shilley just
Lachey.
really grasped that character. You could believe it.
Yeah.
You know me. I've been retired, but I'm still a cop at heart.
Yep.
I'm
In all the
still a
cop
cop.
shows, you
And I
have an
tell you,
opinion.
And I always have yes, but it's not just a couch potato opinion.
No,
It's
no.
from working the street and
Hmm.
understanding the business and understanding how they do things and the procedures and the best way to do things, in that regard, actually doing
Right,
it, not just saying, "Oh, well, I read it in a book,"
right.
doing it. And I mean, they did their job.
Yeah.
They did their
There
job.
was there really is very few holes that you find, and you look for them in these
I do.
shows, and you'll point them out immediately. Like, okay, that would never happen, or why aren't they doing this? Like, this is ridiculous. And it really is. So whoever's consulting on the show is doing a great job
That's a good
too.
job. Yeah.
I just feel bad for everybody involved. It's like,
Well,
and I know that Nick and Vanessa Lachey moved their whole family to Hawaii.
yeah, they did.
Um,
Now,
so,
I don't know
you know,
if she's got Hawaiian within her blood, but I know she knows the
I
Hawaiian
think
culture a lot. She
I
really
feel like I
knows it.
read that she has some, at least maybe not Hawaiian, but at least Asian Pacific of some kind. I
Well,
don't
but
know
yes,
what
because
that is,
I
but
think she's Filipino. Is she
maybe
not from the Philippines?
Filipino, maybe that's
So
it. Yeah.
yeah, and she's also the first Asian Pacific individual that has had
Hmm.
a groundbreaking role like this.
Right. Hmm.
So it's just disappointing. So CBS,
Very disappointing.
you got to be listening to this. If you do listen to it, shame on you, shame on you, shame on you
Shame on you.
for
Hmm.
doing this. And I'm going to have in the show notes, I'm going to put a link to the change.org
Petition.
petitions for both of these shows so that, if you're a fan, please sign them. If you're a
Yeah.
fan,
If you
please
haven't yet.
get vocal on X, formerly
Hmm.
Twitter. I still always think of it as Twitter.
Yeah.
X, be vocal on Instagram, be vocal on Facebook. They've got groups
All
all over the
over.
place. Be
Yeah.
vocal. Now,
Yeah.
don't even get me started on So Help Me Todd. So
I
Help Me
know.
Todd. So
Oh
I
my
mean, the
God.
other one's pretty self-explanatory because it's NCIS,
Right.
Naval Criminal Investigation Services. I'm pointing each one of those letters out. You didn't see that.
Hmm.
And basically, that I mean, if any fan of NCIS, that's what they do and who they are. So I didn't really have to explain
Right.
all that. Sell Me Todd is a legal drama that had us on the edge of our seats, dissecting courtroom battles and cheering for justice, for humanity, for compassion.
Yeah.
And the unique part of tell everybody what the unique part of it was, Diane.
I,
It was a mom and a son.
oh, I didn't know where you were going with
The
that.
mom and a
Yes.
son
A
rebuilding a
mom and a son.
relationship and
Right.
a daughter, I mean a family basically
Yeah. There's a lot of
trying
family involved in it. Yep.
family and rebuilding
Hmm.
relationships, building bridges after the bridges have fallen, but rebuilding those bridges and so
Yeah.
forth. And we the cases that they brought on were really, really unique in how they presented them and how they worked them. And
Yeah.
Marcia Gay Harden, it stars Marcia Gay Harden and Skylar Aston, who plays Todd. Madeline Wise, who plays Allison, his sister. Inga, and forgive me, Inga Schlingman. She plays Susan. Susan,
Oh,
I
okay.
got a few things to say about that.
Right. Right.
Of course, then it's got Tristan uh, Winger, he is the head detective, lead detective. Todd plays a detective trying to get his license back. He's got it taken away, and he starts working at his mom's law firm in order for him to work off the hours in order to get his license back,
Yeah.
and he has to do it under direct supervision. So she brought him into the law firm. Well,
Hmm.
there's, I mean, you have to understand if you're a fan, then you understand where this has come and where
Right.
it's going to. If you're not a fan, you still can catch up on it because look, they're going to go back and look at everything. How many people went back and looked at the first season? They're going to do the
Yeah.
same thing with NCIS. They're going to see how many people went back and watched
And
everything
started
again.
watching it. Right. So
That's
go
how
watch them.
that's how SWAT came back. Is because they
Yeah.
went back and saw how many people went back and watched it,
Yeah.
and they went, oh, wait a minute, maybe this was a mistake.
Hmm.
Heather Morris just joined the team. We
Yeah.
know her
She's so
from
cute.
Glee
Glee.
and
Hmm.
several other things, but she just joined the team.
Yeah.
But it's it's CBS. The only thing I can say is you silence the gavel. It's
Yeah.
a miscarriage. This is my lawyer talk.
It's a
It's a miscarriage
miscarriage
of
of
television justice.
television justice. Yep.
Yeah. You're out of order. CBS, you're out of
You're
order.
out of
Let me
order.
raise that
Everybody's out.
again. CBS, you're out of order.
Yeah, for sure. It's um, there's mystery in every episode. They're figuring out the cases. They're figuring out what happened and how to approach the case. And there's comedy involved every time.
There's compassion.
The writing is so funny. The bantering, especially between the mom and the son, is just so
If,
funny.
and for those of you out
But
there that, oh, sorry.
I was just saying, all the characters have the bantering, and it's very witty. It's very witty. It's very charming. It's very you're always rooting for the underdog, basically. And so it's a really feel good show, and there's very few of those on the air right now.
And any of
So
you out there that have
go
had a
watch it.
relationship with your mother, especially your mother,
Hmm.
that she's always trying to do the right thing for you behind your back, but
Hmm.
you're trying to do the right thing in front of her to get her approval. In the meantime, you
Right.
didn't do what she was trying to do behind your back, but you did do what you were trying to do. You'll understand. You'll see the dynamic that's there.
You'll see it. Go back and watch it, especially if you're a binge watcher. These are great shows to binge watch, both of them.
I mean, do you look? I made a pina colada reference earlier, but do you think they canceled our favorite dessert right before the last bite in this show?
Yeah, for sure.
Because I was ready for more. I'm ready
Hmm.
for more. I know they've got a couple more
We,
episodes. I think they've got three, maybe three more, four
I
more.
think
Unlike
three.
NCIS Hawaii, where they went, that's it.
Yeah.
They've got like three or four
Um,
more ready to go.
they do, and but we were talking about this right when we watched the last episode. There is a whole new season that they could do. They could take certain characters out of the law firm currently, and she could be opening her own law firm, taking everybody with her, and it's a brand new show. Like, not that it needs to be brand new, but
No.
I could see if they really need to, if to get to keep them on the air, if they are really wanting to make some sort of huge change, there you go.
And CBS, if you're listening, here's the unique thing about what Diane just said is that our daughter told me that on the phone,
Hmm.
okay, after Diane had said that when we weren't on the phone with Nicole.
No,
So
we both came up with the
Diane and I
idea,
were
separate
talking about it.
states.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Diane and I were talking about it. That's what she
yeah.
said. And then we called Nicole because of another thing. And in the process, we were talking about this and coming on the show. And one of the first things she said was,
Why don't they just do this? Why don't they have
exactly.
her leave the law firm, open up her own? And I was like, oh my God, that's word for word.
And take all these clients and these people with them.
Yep.
Because I'll tell you what,
Yep.
there's one character on there that, I'm sure that in real life, she may be a nice person.
I'm sure she probably is.
Leslie Silva plays Beverly Crest. Beverly
Hmm.
Crest is a bitch. Um,
Yeah, she has
Look, I don't cuss that much,
never,
so
no, the whole time it's been on, there's not been one time where she has a redeeming quality of any kind.
well, and here's the realistic thing. If when you start if you're watching this, you know this. I'm not telling you anything new, so I'm going to tell spoilers for those people who want to go back and watch it. So turn it off and then come back later after you've watched it.
Right.
At this point, so if, Margaret basically saves the law firm. It's a very prestigious law firm. Saves the
Hmm.
law firm from being completely destroyed, devastated publicly as well as financially because one
Hmm.
of the named partners in there was literally stealing money.
Hmm.
So he was basically milking them dry. They didn't
Yeah.
even know it.
Right.
So Todd and Margaret figure this out. They bring it to this whole group of individuals. They show them the proof, and they save the firm. But the problem is,
Hmm.
because part of it did get out because the individual just really, I guess, screwed a whole bunch of people. Part of it got out, so they started losing clients.
Hmm.
Margaret convinced some big name clients to stay on
Right.
based on her name. So she saved this shows. But this whole season, this woman has been after Margaret and after her and demeaning her and treating her like crap and giving her menial jobs. And, Yeah, sure.
And
She elevated her to a partner,
right.
but she's given her this menial task. Now,
Well, she's given her the dirty work.
yes, I won't say
She's having to do
menial.
right.
Let me,
And we won't say what it is. We won't say what it is. But
yeah,
all of the jobs that a named partner would not want to have, and we're not talking just cases. Cases are too. They are also involved.
yes.
The horrible, awful cases also, but just things around the office that had to be done. Yeah, she's making her do them.
Well, and look, I'm not saying that any job, every job is important. But
Hmm.
when you're a lawyer, if you're a lawyer and you're a partner in a major firm
Hmm.
as a lawyer, these are things that you would not do because you are at a level in that it's like the C suite in business. You're at the top floor.
Hmm.
These are things that you wouldn't do at the top floor because they hire other people to do those
People to
things.
do them. Right.
So, I'm not saying that,
Yeah.
that she's doing something that, oh, like disgusting or dirty or,
No.
something along that line.
Just the stuff that nobody wants.
And it's stuff that, again, typically they hire other people to do that kind of
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Professionals that do that. So it's kind of the same thing. I mean, I feel the same thing about this particular show as well. Is that, and the whole thing of it is not. It just isn't about TV. It's about representation to the audience. I think, the whole aspect of both of these shows. I mean, there's some other shows that are leaving too that have been long running, and that Blue Bloods, for example, is leaving. I think were they on ABC? Your
No, they're
dad used to love
CBS. They're
Blue. They're
CBS.
CBS still. Yeah, they are CBS.
Yes.
Yeah, your
Yes.
dad loved Blue Bloods.
Yeah, he did.
Um, and now
We've never really watched it.
Yeah, I've
So
watched a few
I
of
don't
them.
have anything good or bad to say. I've never watched it. But
Yeah,
they were on for
oops,
a long time.
I watched a few of them.
Hmm.
Um, but they were on a long time. But I think Tom Selleck and some of the cast just were done.
They've been on for a long
In that
time.
regard, yeah, I think they were
So
done.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I know that Tom Selleck is purported to have some health issues and things like that. So I realize that those things play a factor. Obviously, we talked about Sheldon before. We've talked about some of the other ones that
hmm,
are closing and being canceled that they could go on, but even Sheldon's at a point that it kind of is a normal transition, I think.
well, yeah, especially with Sheldon. It's called Young Sheldon, and
He's
the actor himself is growing up. So it's
Yeah,
like,
so it's kind of one of those
yeah,
things.
natural progression, natural end to that show.
Well, they gave an offshoot because Georgie and
I'm
Mandy
so happy about that.
are gonna have a show, but they did the same thing with
Yeah.
NCIS. They lost a lot of major characters in NCIS itself, and if you're an NCIS fan, you know about Denozo and Ziva, and
Mhm.
what they are going to do is they've got a new offshoot with both of those characters that
Mhm.
are going to come about. I don't know a whole lot
Yeah.
about it. I do know that I've read about it in both Hollywood Reporter and Variety. Well, actually, three things: Hollywood Variety and the Wrap. So it's a legitimate thing that's on the table.
Hmm.
So to me, that's a little bit of making up for some of the characters that left NCIS, but it won't make up for losing NCIS Hawaii.
No.
You know what I mean? It won't.
I
It won't
mean,
make up
well,
that.
what was it in the last 3 or 4 years? We've lost New Orleans, Los Angeles, and now Hawaii.
Well, and they're developing. They're in the middle of developing and building a prequel to NCIS involving, uh,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
Mark
Gibbs,
Harmon's character,
Mark Hammer's
right?
character Gibbs, and they've
Hmm.
got somebody to play him in the whole bit. It's going to show how Gibbs got involved, and Gibbs is going to not Gibbs, Mark Harmon is going to narrate it. So
Right.
where he walked away from NCIS completely, apparently he's going to come back and narrate that. So I mean, there's some little things right there, but at the same time, come on, man,
Hmm.
and the thing with Lucy Tara as an LGBTQ agent on Hawaii. She blazed a
Hmm.
trail.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, this is a personal opinion. I think she blazed a little bit of a trail in
Hmm.
regard to that. Same thing with Kate,
Hmm.
being an FBI agent. that they had a relationship come about the way that they did. And I think that, now that flame is extinguished, of course, because, which I'm hoping that's not why they canceled
I'm
that.
hoping it's not why, but and again, just speculation, but I can't those two reasons, the lesbian storyline and maybe LL Cool J being paid a lot of money, which again, speculation, all speculation, but I cannot oh, and then maybe it's too expensive. I don't know to shoot that show in Hawaii. I don't know.
Well, and
I can't think of anything else that's even possibly the cause,
I can't think of either. And
especially thinking,
realistically,
seeing the shows that they kept.
well, here's the deal. We've watched, and I gave an opportunity, and you did too.
Hmm.
NCIS Sydney, and it's about NCIS in Sydney, Australia. Now, look, I'm not dissing Australia. I have interviewed a multitude of
Hmm.
individuals on this show
No,
from Australia. I think that they've got great wildlife. They've got great individuals. I've got nothing against Australia
it's
itself.
beautiful. It's
It's
beautiful.
beautiful.
Hmm.
But I didn't, the whole thing of it is number one, if they do actually physically have an NCIS agency that's on or,
And based in
in
Australia,
based in
in
Australia,
Sydney, in Sydney.
in Sydney,
We don't know.
we
I've
don't we
never
don't
looked it
know that.
up.
But in reality, it's a foreign country, number one.
Yeah,
And
it
and
seems kind of odd, but
we gave it a shot. They put a,
yeah.
a, a lead in there that I don't think is a good actor. I don't think that
Hmm.
she embraced the character. I don't see her as a leader. And
Hmm.
she goes into a foreign country. She's never been to Australia. The first thing there's a cop assigned to the unit, an Australian cop.
Hmm.
First thing he asked her is, "So have you ever been to Australia?" Nope, it's my first time. First time I set foot here. And they go on a call, and she jumps into the car, going, "Okay, I'm driving." She has no idea where to go. She has
Right,
no idea. She jumped in the wrong side of the car, by the way.
right, right.
But later
Which
she
I'm
gets,
sure that was probably part of. I mean, that was the joke of the whole thing.
I'm sure it was too.
You know,
But
that's what they
later
did.
on, they go on a call, and she immediately, I'm the boss, I'm draking the wheel, and she's hauling ass in a
Hmm.
car, running lights and siren, code three, okay,
And not
speeding,
knowing where she's going.
not knowing where the hell she's going.
Yeah,
In and out of
it's
cars, and you're kind of going, and on the wrong side of the road. First of all,
yeah.
they drive on the opposite side of the road as we do. So you have to get used to it. When I went to London, even in a taxi cab scared the hell out of me being on the wrong side of the road.
Hmm.
Imagine going there for the first time and trying to drive on the wrong side of the road. And
Right.
she's doing it at 100 miles an hour. So
Hmm.
it already turned me off. And then the
Yeah.
attitudes that they had, the other cast and the
She
attitudes were just nasty.
she was the worst one though. I think the rest of them were the rest of them were pretty cool. You know, they had I thought their attitude, I don't know, I couldn't get past her.
Well,
I thought the rest of them were fine. The
there's
writing,
there's two others that
the
really, the blonde has an attitude,
well, yeah,
a
she
major
does have an
attitude.
attitude. And yeah, she's constantly berating. That's true. I forgot about her.
Constantly berating
It's
her
just
partner, who's an
I,
American NCIS
I
agent.
mean it really really I mean we barely got through the first two episodes.
Now,
And then we kept giving it a chance because it's NCIS and we thought, okay, let's just give it a shot. And there were a few episodes that were pretty good.
yeah.
You know, the one with the dog cafe, I remember that one. That was a really good episode. Um, eh, Nothing like, let's just say if they had canceled this, I'd been like, yeah, I get it. They didn't.
They didn't.
They kept it,
Yeah, they kept it,
and they
and
got rid of
and,
Hawaii.
and, and
I
their
cannot
ratings are
even
way, 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 way down.
way
Now,
down.
I do have to say this. NCIS Hawaii did get fewer episodes due to the WGA writers' strike and the SAG after
Mm.
strike. So
Yeah.
when I say this next episode coming in May is their last one, to me that's an injustice.
Hmm.
That CBS, if you're listening or watching, it's an injustice to go right before the last episode airs. You say, "Up, you're not on the air anymore," so it doesn't even
Hmm.
have time to wrap it.
No.
There's not even a time to
It,
wrap
it's
it.
it's going to end with a cliffhanger because they all
Exactly.
do, and then we're going to be that's it, just on a cliffhanger for the
And
rest of our
apparently,
lives.
in episode, I was wrong on the seventh episode. I was being very smart, aleck, and facetious. It's actually will be their 10th episode, I believe. So the 10th episode of season three will be the series finale, but that's like May 4th or 5th. I don't have a
Is
calendar
it
in
that
front of me.
soon?
It's in the first week of May.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, really.
I can't. I'm gonna cry.
You know,
I'm
and
gonna cry.
and look, I'm excited to kind of listen to the NCIS prequel. I do want to see that a little bit because it
Yeah.
kind of, especially with Mark Harmon narrating it, he developed that character for all those seasons, 17 or 18
Hmm.
before he left. And he's contributing to this to make sure that they get it right. You know,
Right.
realistically, it kind of gives us an insight into Gibbs,
Hmm.
a little more insight into Gibbs. The Tony Ziva spinoff, they don't have a premiere date yet, but I am looking forward to that because I am a fan, as you know, I'm a fan of Ziva. I was really sad when she left. I was a
Hmm.
fan of Denozo and sad that he left. I was happy to
Hmm.
see him show back up at Ducky's funeral.
Hmm.
I mentioned that earlier in another show.
Yeah.
And disappointed that Gibbs didn't.
Right.
Um, but I want everybody out there that's a fan of NCIS verse in any form, please. I'm going to put the links to the change.org petitions. Can you sign them? Can you pass the word? Can you get a voice out onto all the social media platforms that to CBS that they made a major mistake in both NCIS Hawaii and on So Help Me Todd,
In
and that
canceling them.
for
Big
canceling them.
mistake in canceling them, yes.
Yeah, and do it from there.
Hmm. And
Anyway,
also, if you haven't watched the shows, go back and watch them,
go back
please.
and watch them. Yeah, watch them,
You'll
watch them,
you'll
watch
love
them.
it. You'll love it.
Anyway, I guess we better go because we still have to have dinner and
Yeah.
it's late and I'm out of tea
Yeah.
and when I'm out of tea,
Yeah.
it's difficult. It's difficult. It's just difficult.
Yeah. So just real quick, there's a few kind of interesting things on the national
Hold on.
holiday.
So, hey, Jimmy, would you, I know that you've got some interesting national days.
Yes, there's a few. So today is Global Pay It Forward Day, which is kind of cool. Where people, I guess, usually like what at Starbucks and things like that, pay for the car behind them, that kind of a thing. I'm sure there's more to it, but that's the first thing that came to my mind. Um, it's National Blueberry Pie Day, which I don't eat, but blueberries are good.
I love blueberry pie.
National Great Poetry Reading Day. So I guess go to your local, what do they call them? Poetry slams. Go to your local
Yes.
poetry slam
Hey, can I
today.
can I touch back on the blueberry thing real quick? Do
Sure.
you think is there anywhere anything in that note that doesn't say that I can make a blueberry muffin and just kind of flatten it out like a piece of pie?
It doesn't say you can or you can't. So there you go. Um, but the one that my favorite part of today, National Pet Parents Day.
We are
So
pet
we are
parents.
pet parents. Yes, we are. To our Charlie, who finally got a haircut today. Oh my God, the poor dog. Yeah. So
Yeah, he's
that's it.
he's just chilling right here.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I want to thank everybody in this community and this family of One More Thing Before You Go. We really appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you for being part of this community and part of One More Thing Before You Go family. We look forward to some changes coming up as we've been talking about in regard to format, some changes in regard to content, and we're still going to be the same. One more thing before you go, it's just because of you all been on this journey with me with some health issues and stuff. I have to make some adaptations in regard to length, time, and so forth. So I'm adjusting the shows a little bit to bring them down a little bit from an hour down to 40, yeah, maybe 40 minutes, 45 minutes a show, 35 minutes a show. And so in doing that, the content will change just a little bit. And you'll see an alternation come about pretty soon where I'll do a combination of very unique guest. I will still bring some unique guests on, but I'll also do some shows kind of solo because I'm excited
Hmm.
about that, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
And I say
I
aren't
think
I
it,
to you because you know I'm excited about it, but
I
talking
know
about
you're
it,
excited, and it'll be good.
it'll be
It'll be
good.
really good.
But
Yep.
it's for the benefit of the show. It is for the benefit of all of you. And we still want to continue to inspire, motivate, and to educate you guys in every way that we possibly can. So, one more thing before you all go, have a great day, have a great week, and thank you for being here.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of One More Thing Before You Go. Check out our website at beforeyougopodcast.com. You can find us as well as subscribe to the program and rate us on your favorite podcast listening platform.